Yeah, it holds up.
Okay.
No, I know, but he's supposed coming. Yeah, yeah. The car will be. Yeah. Because I don't think it's going to come. Maybe
No, but I figured out.
If there's anyone that's going to
I might power down the pen.
I doubt it. He didn't seem like he was going to be very. And if you plead guilty, probably also, plead guilty to 50. And especially because the sentence is yeah. So we have to be like. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't think.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Alright, cool. I'm going to power down my camera.
Yeah, I mean, last time I came here, that's the shot I had. The officer did that as well. I mean, I was here last week, and it was like, because I lost the yeah. I just didn't put the car before. Oh, you missed that? I missed it, yeah. Yeah, I hopefully get something. Hopefully they let us stay here together. I'll not back at the other shop. The problem is like, the first go running, everyone comes to. Oh yeah, it's gonna take one of these guys to run, and it's all over. The problem is like normally like the photography. Yeah. Run, like take him to something like it. Yeah.
Can you both hear me? Testing, 1, 2. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jasbir, what about you? How do you hear me? Jasbir? Jasbir? Hold on.
Good? Good like this? Perfect. Good.
Do you want me to take the that might be it. Testing 1, 2. Able to hear it? I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. Right here. Where I'm pointing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I took off the wind protection.
Taking us down, I'll be back.
Yeah, I cannot do anything else about that because I have it pretty much maxed on the camcorder. Rob says it's getting louder, so I cannot do anything more. I'm pretending as if I'm the speaker. If I get too close, no, What happened?
I would say heads up.
No, it's not that. The thing is, everything is difficult for the mics and the mounts. It wasn't easy.
Keith, you want me to talk for you? 1 2 1 2. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Yep.
So it's winding down, but I got through the meat of it and his allocution. I've got this.
Testing, 1, 2. But Danielle,
Last time they were. Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. Oh, the one with the sign. Or from the signs in your room.
testing, 1 2 1 2. Hello? There's nothing else I could do. I could take the foam out, but it's a chance of the wind being affecting it. Testing, 1 2 1 2. the way I move the microphone is the chance it's gonna fall down. Hold on. Unfortunately, there's nothing I could do because there's so many microphones here. We don't have a stand for that. No, they have all of their stuff mounted here too, so they're not. Just beer, how about now? Testing, just beer, testing.
door.
Just stay there.
Oh, yeah.
When he walks out, just tell me. No, you'll be right here, right? I don't have 5B yet. That's what I'm doing. Right here, or Oh. No, where it goes? Oh. More? Stupid question. Y'all should send that to. They have the video of me when he arrived.
There it is. Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, we got the press. It's a good question. What a bit of fun. On the left side.
Okay, you know.
That looks like
I guess that's a higher one.
Yeah. That looked like the last room shot.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Great. How long have you worked on this board? No, that's fine. That's more than enough. I don't need all this. It's fine. No, it doesn't have to be longer. No, it doesn't have to be longer. Adam.
Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, testing.
Again, wire fraud and aggravated identity. Take this off.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Why are the reporters up there separate? I got yelled at last.
Donnelly. I sent you an email.
Testing. 1 2 1 2.
He says he's talking. See if it happens.
Yeah, no.
I trust
Right
the
here,
dude,
right
man.
here. or
He
over
said he
there?
was. They said
No,
they were
talk
coming.
right here.
George! George! Over here! Over here!
Oh, really? Can be that dude.
Oh,
God damn it.
Give us a few minutes just to reset.
Okay, they're all in the lobby waiting, so I have a long walk in there to bring them out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let me just put this here.
Could you just make a little space for them to put something down? I know my boss is going to have a written statement. I assume the others too. If you could just make a little space here for them to put a piece of paper.
We will certainly try.
Thank you. Piece of paper we're doing. It's going to be the U.S. Attorney. It's going to be an Assistant Attorney General, the FBI Assistant Director, IRS Special Agent in charge.
Is this okay?
Yeah, can you just move this like out so you can see it? Okay, that's good. All right, do you guys want me to tell you who's going to be speaking and the order that they'll be speaking?
Yes, please.
Okay. The first speaker is going to be the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Breon Peace. B-R-E-O-N, Peace, P-E-A-C-E. The second speaker is going to be Nicole Argentieri, A-R-G-E-N-T-I-E-R-I.
T-I-E-R-I.
T-I-E-R-I, yeah. She's a Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General. She's the head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. The third speaker is going to be Christie, C-H-R-I-S-T-I-E, Curtis, C-U-R-T-I-S. She's the Acting Assistant Director in Charge, FBI New York Field Office. The third speaker is Scott D'Alessandro, D-A-L-L-E-S-S-A-N-D-R-O.
Spell that last name again.
D''A-L-E-S-S-A-N-D-R-O. 2 L's. And he's the Deputy Special Agent in Charge, Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigations. And then the last speaker is going to be Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly, A-N-N-E, D-O-N-N-E-L-L-Y. We're not going to take any questions. Mr. Santos still has to be sentenced in February. So each speaker will make a statement, and then that'll be at the conclusion of District Attorney Donnelly's statement, that'll be the end of our appearance here, okay? So I'm going to go in and get them and bring them out. The first speaker is going to be Breon Peace, P-E-A-C-E. He's the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York. The second speaker will be Nicole Argentieri, A-R-G-E-N-T-I-E-R-I. She's the Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General, Head of the Department of Justice Criminal Division. Okay?
Thanks, John.
See you in a few minutes.
easier to write this way.
She's with me, so I won't yell at her.
And I won't let you.
Okay, we're just waiting for DA Donnelly.
It's charitable of you, John.
I think Scott, right?
Good afternoon, everyone. Joining me today is Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General Nicole Argentieri, who is head of the Justice Department's Criminal Division. We have Christy Curtis, who's Acting Assistant Director in charge of the FBI's New York Field Office. Scott D'Alessandro, Assistant Special Agent in charge of Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation, and Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly. This case was truly a team effort, and I'm grateful to all for their work that brought us to this day. A short time ago, after years of telling lies, former Congressman George Santos stood in the courthouse right behind me and finally, under oath, told the truth. And that truth is he is a criminal. Santos pled guilty to committing serious crimes involving fraud and identity theft. He also admitted to committing all other crimes he was charged with in the superseding indictment. As a result, he'll finally be held to account for his actions. He will go to prison for at least 2 years. He will be required to forfeit the money he made illegally, and he will be required to repay the victims that he swindled. Now, before delving into the details of today's plea, I want to emphasize that it's always a sad day when an elected official admits to criminal activity. The residents of Nassau and Queens counties elected Santos to represent them honorably and honestly. Instead, those constituents were badly deceived. They came to learn that they were victims of a fraud of unprecedented proportion, and they had to watch helplessly while Santos rode into Congress on a campaign of lies. Our government institutions were also victimized. Any corruption and dishonesty by elected officials erodes the public's trust and faith in our political leaders. Today's plea represents justice for those constituents and government institutions, as well as for Santos' individual victims. And it's just one example of how my office works to ensure that no one is above the law, and that wrongdoers are and will be held accountable regardless of their position and title. And it's my sincere hope that our efforts help counter the corrosive effect of public officials like Santos that they have on the community's trust in government. And our hope is that this helps rebuild faith in our institutions. So today, for what may seem like the first time since he started his campaign for Congress, Mr. Santos told the truth about his criminal schemes. He admitted that he lied, he stole, and he conned people. Santos' countless lies and audacious misrepresentations catapulted him to Congress. But for the victims of Santos' various financial crimes and the community whose falsehoods and fabrications deprived them of honest representation in Congress, he is worthy only of infamy. By lying about his fundraising success and ability to self-fund his campaign, Santos manipulated and fabricated his campaign's FEC reports to fraudulently induce investment in his race for Congress. For this conduct, Santos pled guilty to wire fraud. He also pled guilty to aggravated identity theft, admitting that he stole the identities of 11 unwitting people, including members of his own family, and used them to report tens of thousands of dollars in fake donations to his campaign without their knowledge or consent. But that's not all. In addition to pleading guilty to those two crimes, Santos also admitted to a litany of other crimes for which the court will hold him accountable at sentencing. First, Santos admitted that he stole the identities and credit card numbers of multiple people and used the stolen information to charge his victims' credit cards for his and others' campaigns and to put money in his own pockets. Second, Santos admitted that he tricked donors into giving thousands of dollars to a company that Santos falsely claimed was an independent nonprofit organization, but in reality was just a bank account that he secretly controlled. He then used those donations to fund his lifestyle, including purchasing luxury designer clothing and making credit card payments, a car payment, and cash withdrawals. Third, Santos admitted that at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, he committed fraud by lying each week to the New York State Department of Labor to obtain emergency unemployment insurance benefits, when in reality, he was gainfully employed as a regional director of an investment firm. Fourth, and finally, Santos admitted that he fabricated his personal wealth in the financial disclosure report he submitted to the U.S. House of Representatives after he was elected in 2022, inventing millions of dollars in assets that never existed and concealing his true income, including the unemployment insurance benefits that he had fraudulently collected. Now, the greatest justice we can give to all of Santos' victims is to make him tell the truth of his crimes on the record and to hold him accountable with a prison sentence. My office will continue to aggressively prosecute public corruption and those who undermine the public's faith in our government through fraud and deceit. Now, I want to thank our outstanding prosecution team, Assistant United States Attorneys Ryan Harris, Anthony Bagnola, and Laura Zuckerwise, along with trial attorneys Jacob Steiner and John Taddy of the Justice Department's Public Integrity Section. They were assisted by the outstanding work of the FBI Special Agents Katrina LaPeruta and Ken Hosey, FBI Forensic Accountant Paige Owens, FBI Intelligence Analyst Julianne Wolfe, Nassau County District Attorney's Office Detective Investigator Gavin Shea, IRS Special Agent Samantha Cadlick, and Paralegal Specialist Rachel Friedman and Denora Orozco. I will now ask Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General Argentieri to say a few words.
Thank you, U.S. Attorney Peace. I'm Nicole Argentieri. I'm the Principal Deputy Assistant Attorney General and head of the Department of Justice's Criminal Division. Today, we announce that former Congressman George Santos will be held accountable for fraud, identity theft, and lying to the American people, including as part of his campaign for election to the U.S. House of Representatives. Santos has pleaded guilty to defrauding the National Republican Congressional Committee, to obtain funding for his campaign, and to committing aggravated identity theft to facilitate that crime. Santos also admitted that he repeatedly lied in violation of federal criminal law, including to campaign donors about how he would use their contributions, to the Federal Election Commission about these contributions, to the House of Representatives about his personal finances, and to the government to unlawfully obtain unemployment benefits. Our democracy depends upon a fair and transparent election process. And as part of that process, it is imperative that candidates for elected office follow the law and that they act with integrity and transparency. George Santos did none of those things. Instead, as Santos acknowledged today through his plea, he fraudulently obtained financial and logistical support for his campaign from the National Republican Congressional Committee through its Young Guns program. Now, programs like this exist to give a boost to candidates whose campaigns have demonstrated a threshold level of support from the public in form of donor contributions. By defrauding a program like this, a candidate can obtain additional campaign funding without actually having the requisite support, diverting funds that would have gone to other candidates, and thereby distorting our election process. Santos's conduct also violated laws that require accurate public reporting. Political campaigns are required by law to file reports of their contributions and their expenditures with the Federal Election Commission. And candidates for federal office are required to file personal financial disclosures with congressional ethics committees. These laws exist to ensure that the public has accurate information about both the personal finances of individuals who seek to represent them in Congress and how their political campaigns are funded. The transparency and accuracy that these laws require is critical to the proper functioning of our democracy. Transparent reporting allows the American people to have accurate information before choosing their elected representatives, and to demand accountability from both their political representatives and those representatives' financial supporters. Violations of these laws are incredibly serious, precisely because they undermine the integrity of our election process. And that is why the Criminal Division is committed to holding accountable public officials who abuse this process. Today's guilty plea is also significant because it requires Santos to pay more than $300,000 in restitution to the victims of his criminal schemes. The Department of Justice is committed to seeking justice for victims who've been harmed by criminal conduct and affording them redress. And I am pleased that today's resolution does exactly that. I'd like to conclude by underscoring something that U.S. Attorney Peace mentioned in his remarks. Today's announcement is the result of excellent teamwork by dedicated public servants. I want to thank U.S. Attorney Peace and the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York for their partnership on this important case. I would also like to express my appreciation for the excellent work done by our law enforcement partners, the FBI's New York Field Office, IRS Criminal Investigation, the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General, and the Nassau County DA's Office. Finally, I want to emphasize how proud I am of the prosecutors and support staff from the Criminal Division's Public Integrity Section who worked tirelessly to bring this case alongside our partners in New York. And now it is my pleasure to turn it over to Christy Curtis, the Acting Assistant Director in charge of FBI's New York Field Office.
Good afternoon. I'm Christy Curtis, the Acting Assistant Director of the FBI's New York Field Office. Today, George Santos admitted he lied, stole, and cheated his way into elected office. Santos brazenly committed multiple criminal frauds in his dealings with the public, members of his own political party, Congress, and other government entities. Santos lied to increase his congressional campaign's financial support. He falsely claimed to be unemployed during the pandemic to gain government assistance. He misappropriated campaign donations on luxury items, and he stole the identities of supporters for his personal benefit. However, due to the diligence of members of the investigative and prosecutorial team, Santos will be held accountable for these crimes. When an elected official betrays the trust placed in them, it undermines the foundation of our democracy. Today should be a warning of any public official who wants to use their office for any type of personal gain. The FBI is committed to investigating public corruption and eradicating it. I would like to thank the FBI special agents, intelligence analysts, forensic accountants, and all FBI employees who assisted with this investigation, in partnership with the Eastern District of New York's U.S. Attorney Breon Peace and the U.S. Attorney's Office Public Corruption Unit, the Department of Justice Public Integrity Section, the IRS's Criminal Investigative Division, the Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General, and the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce IRS Assistant Special Agent D'Alessandro.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Scott D'Alessandro. I am the Assistant Special Agent in charge for IRS Criminal Investigation here in the New York Field Office. I would like to begin by thanking Breon Peace, the U.S. Attorney, and all the prosecutors assigned to this case who oversaw this investigation. I would also like to recognize the FBI's New York Field Office and the Nassau County District Attorney's Office for their incredible work leading to today's guilty plea. Lastly, I would like to recognize the IRS Special Agent who spent months on this case following the money, tracking illicit funds and transactions to prepare a comprehensive financial investigation and ultimately aid in bringing charges against Mr. Santos. This type of financial fraud and corruption is not a victimless crime. The victims in this case are the American people. They are his constituents, those who voted for him and his congressional peers. The victims are the donors and supporters whose money Mr. Santos used for his personal expenses. But the ultimate victim is the erosion of trust a crime like this causes the American people's confidence in our country's campaign finance systems. Today's guilty plea is an important step in demonstrating that no one is above the law. IRS Criminal Investigation remains committed to working with our law enforcement partners to identify and investigate fraud by anyone who blatantly disregards our federal statutes. Thank you. I now introduce Nassau County DA Donnelly.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Nassau County District Attorney Ann Donnelly, and I want to thank U.S. Attorney Breon Peace and the rest of our federal partners here today for doing what the people of the United States, and in my case, the people of Nassau County, expect us to do, and that's to prosecute criminals. It doesn't matter how much money you have, what political persuasion you are, what political power you have. If you commit a crime, we're coming for you. Working together to prosecute a liar, a cheat, and a thief. For that's what George Santos is. And that's what his plea of guilty here today proves. When George Santos's nefarious acts came to light, my office opened an investigation. When U.S. Attorney Peace suggested we join forces and combine our work, I jumped at the chance. And now the fruits of the efforts of the investigators and the attorneys who built a formidable prosecution that resulted in today's guilty plea. George Santos is many things. He's a liar, he's a master manipulator, and a con man. But one thing he's not above the law. No one is above the law. I will continue to fight against corruption in the seats of power. It is a job that the people of Nassau County elected me to do. And together, all of us will work to ensure that the laws of this great country are upheld, no matter what. Thank you.
We appreciate your patience, waiting out here.